It was Monday morning, and the classroom was noisy. Students carried books, bags, and papers. Some looked happy. Some looked sleepy. But one student, Tom, looked very nervous. Tom sat at his desk and held a wet piece of paper. Drops of water still clung to the edges. He whispered to himself, "This will work. It has to work." He looked at the door, waiting for the teacher to arrive. Mrs. Green, the teacher, walked in with her usual smile. "Good morning, class," she said. "Good morning, Mrs. Green," the students answered together. Tom swallowed hard and hid the wet paper under his notebook. "Now," Mrs. Green said, "let's begin with homework." Tom's heart jumped. He pulled out the wet paper and held it up like a trophy. "Excuse me, Mrs. Green," he said quickly. "I lost my homework in the rain." The whole class went silent. Some students turned their heads. Others giggled and covered their mouths. Tom tried to look very serious. "In the rain?" Mrs. Green asked, raising an eyebrow. "Yes," Tom said, nodding fast. "It was a big storm last night. I walked home, and the rain fell on my bag. When I opened it, my homework was destroyed." He showed her the paper. It was wet, wrinkled, and almost falling apart. The students laughed louder, but Tom kept his face calm. Inside, he was nervous. Mrs. Green looked at the paper. She tried not to laugh. Then she smiled gently and said, "Tom, that is a very interesting story." Tom felt a little proud. "Thank you," he said softly. But then Mrs. Green added, "Except for one small problem." The class leaned closer. Tom's eyes grew wide. "What problem?" he asked. Mrs. Green folded her hands and said slowly, "I gave you no homework yesterday." For a moment, there was silence. Then the classroom exploded with laughter. Students laughed so hard they could not stop. Tom's face turned bright red. He looked down at the wet paper in his hand. All his courage disappeared. He whispered, "Oh no!" Even he could not stop a small laugh. Mrs. Green did not scold him. She only shook her head with a smile. "Tom, you are very creative," she said kindly. "But next time, use that creativity for real work." The laughter in the room slowed. Tom nodded, embarrassed but also relieved. He thought, "At least she is not angry." He put the wet paper back into his bag. Later that day, Tom told his friends, "I really believed I was clever. But I forgot one simple thing.